What's good people? I'm your man SRD, and I'm waiting on my man Big Muz, my main man 100 grand Big Muz to come through. If he doesn't, I'm gonna give you guys a half hour because we normally do this thing together and normally give you the hour. All right. And as I said on other occasions, if you hear something that you like, do a clip of it and share it with other people, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel, Peep Game TV. What we're here for is what we normally here for, and that is to uplift humanity. One person, one family, one neighborhood, one city, one state at a time. Today, we want to talk about the mindset. How important is the mindset to being able to make necessary changes within your life? I believe personally, the mindset is an extremely important part of how we function day to day. Did you know that in our original culture, mine is being colonized, mine is the Europeanized American mindset, we didn't use any word called can't. It was either we did something or we didn't. There was no such thing as you can't. That's one thing. Now let's look at how we maneuver day to day. We maneuver day to day, a lot of times, many of us in doubt, doubting our abilities, doubting what we can do, doubting ourselves as a people. You know me, I like to talk about us reestablishing our government. And reestablishing our government means, first of all, we have to believe that we're capable of reestablishing the government. And it's already been shown because there's already 7 states that have been reestablished. So we only need 43 more. So those of you who are in states, you can go to the WRC at gmail.com and ask the question, is your state a Moroccan state? And if not, how can you or what can you do to get it to become a Moroccan state? And many of us, our mindset, going back to our mindset, we operate on post-slavery. We operate from there. Now, prior to being slaves, we know that we were something. Many of us know that we were something prior to being slaves. So, what were we? What were our ancestors? We can all relate, those of us who identify as Black, we can all relate to being of African descent. We can all relate to that. Now, let's relate beyond that. We can relate to being more than Black, more than Black. And I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable about being Black or acknowledging Blackness, because there's a lot of things. Welcome, brother.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. I was getting it started, man. I was on the mindset, our mindset, and how, like, I don't want to, get people, because we've talked about the Blackness, and I don't want to make people feel alienated by making individuals feel like I'm attacking or belittling being Black. I just want people to understand the ultimate goal for liberation for us as a people is to reestablish our own government and to be sovereign of America, to be able to govern ourselves like everyone else does and become nationalists rather than citizens. We deserve it as a people, and the rest of the world deserve it because they look up to us, and we know many people look up to us. However, my personal belief is people are also we also disappoint people because in many other African countries they've already decolonized, so they already know that we have the ability and we should decolonize too. So as much as they look up to us, that we still disappoint them by continuing to deal with the Americanized mindset. And the mindset has gotten us, many of us, I believe, to doubt that we're capable of really being able to function being separate from America. I think that's one of the things that America has instilled in us to feel like we need them more than they need us. And it puts fear in us to really come away from America and really being able to reach out to other countries. I mean, imagine being able to be a part of a government that your government can call anywhere around the world and establish relationships with these individuals for your particular people. And not only does it benefit your particular people, it benefits all other people because we already know that America is greedy and America used white and black as a tool to separate people so that they can continue functioning as usual. And by us bickering between colorism, oh, white people don't like me and black people don't like me, and we're bickering with the colorism, and the reality is we're all being misled, misguided, mistreated, miseducated, and misused. Okay, so those of us who identify with black may be being used a little more, but white people too. That those who identify with white, they're being used as well. And my thing is, even everyone who identifies with white, they still have another nationality to fall back on. All I want is for us who identify as black to have our true nationality to fall back on as well. So, and that is Moroccan, Moorish, or Moor. Either one of those three, we could call ourselves. And like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. I'm striving to give something to us that we've all know that we've been missing, and many of us never really knew what it was. So being that we didn't know what it was, now that it's here, let's take advantage of it.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
As a people, okay, organizations or group of people getting together. So this is a long-term situation. It don't happen overnight. It may happen in our generation, it may not. Um, what do we do now? What how do we come together now to stand up against things that's happening like right now today? You know, like that's a long-term goal to get
I'm,
people
I
in
mean, let's look at it this
do
way.
that.
Let's look at it this way. Since 2021, there has been 7 states. It's now 2023. So that's a short period to have 7 states who are now Moroccan states. So if that can be done in 3 years, okay, let's say another 3 years, you can get 14 states. So it's not that far off if we get more people on board. And then
But what I'm
your
asking,
question's listening. What this I get your question that you're saying, what can we do while we're doing that? We're capable of doing both things simultaneously. Whatever it is that we need to do while we fight now, we still build towards being liberated, because at the end of the day, we're going to have to work on our mindset. We're going to have to work on how we deal with each other. We're going to have to work on our behaviors. All of those things at this point, we can do simultaneously. We don't have to say, oh, let's put this to the side to deal with what we're dealing with right now, because everyday life going to exist no matter what. Everyday life is always going to be here. So with everyday life, yeah, you got to go to work, you got to take care of the children, you have unforeseen circumstances. Okay. Meanwhile, there are things that you can fit in, because we all find time for leisure. We all find time for anything that we want to do to bring enjoyment. So, with that being said, how much time are we willing to put into bringing about our liberation as a people? Because a lot of the social ills that we're battling is because we're not liberated. It's because we're under the jurisdiction of America, and America still has a certain amount of power that they flex. They flex that power on us. And a lot of times it makes us feel a little awkward. You know, we feel
yeah, but I'm
awkward.
saying, you know what? But it's still progress can be made, even though, I mean, a lot of progress have been made, even under those policies. You can't say like progress haven't been made. Let me ask you another question.
Go
You
ahead.
says in North Carolina, because I'm kind of disturbed from something that just took place. This is recent. I don't know if you heard about the shootings in Charlotte, South Carolina.
Okay. No, I didn't. I didn't check. I didn't catch the news today.
I mean, North Carolina. You're in North Carolina, right?
No, yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. Right.
If North Carolina a Moroccan state?
Yes.
Okay. So my question is, what do they do for the people in North Carolina or in Charlotte, in North Carolina, when they're conflicted with such things like they having like right now? Are they in the community? Is they doing anything for the people? Do the people know they can turn to these people? Is it do they have a place? Is it like a movement, like if it was the Nation of Islam? Is they present? Do you see them? Is
I
they
mean,
activists with what's going on in the black community?
look at it like this. During the rise of the Nation of Islam, prior to the FOI being formed, what were they doing? They were recruiting. So that's the stage that the Moroccan people are at. It's a recruiting stage, because you're before the before the Nation of Islam recruited FOIs all over the place, they weren't able to be present either. So now it's about the recruitment. And this is the stage that we're at recruitment stage. So once we recruit
Well,
people,
actually, that's not true, because it was only a handful of them before they started in Harlem and started standing up against situations. It was just a handful, and people seen that, and people that's what attracted them. That's what attracted them. I'm only asking because, like I said, you say it's a Moroccan state, so I'm trying to be like, okay, if it's a Moroccan state, I see so much happening, and you saying that it's already a Moroccan state. How much authority do they have? Like, is they in touch with the um so-called the Moroccans offsprings? Is they in touch with what's going on in North Carolina?
remember, there's a treaty, the Treaty of Madrid, Article 15, that says, paragraph 1, that says, each and every person has the right to come home to Morocco somebody said go for the real work instead of what? What was the last thing? What was the last thing they said?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is many of us has got misconstrued thinking that okay, we're going to be able this is the Moroccan states are less than 5 years old. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is it's not an organization, it's a revolution, cultural revolution for liberation, to be free, totally free and working amongst ourselves. So the individuals who are, you don't get the governor walking around the street, you barely may get the mayor to come out in the street. So what we're going to need is more Moroccan nationals to be a part of it, so that now the whole mindset of Moroccans on the streets and saying, look, we got to rein this thing in. It's time for us to rein this thing in. It's time for us to start responding and living on a whole nother level. And that's why I started off with mindset, because our mindset is that many of us, our mindset is it's going to be a quick fix, and it's not going to be a quick fix because we have patience. How much patience have we had with America for changes that we've seen happen whenever America decides they're going to happen? Now, we need to have the same patience with ourselves as Moroccan states and be able to have patience with these individuals so that we can grow, because the goal is to actually get all of this stuff to cease to exist. You know what I mean? And I sent you something the other day. I want to get off of it for a little minute, but I sent you something the other day by Dr. John Hendrik Clark, right? He said something to the fact that prior to being the colonists coming, prior to having any foreigners around us, there was no need for jails. So I say that to say that many of our behaviors are not our own behaviors. It's based on a mindset and indoctrination of how we've been presented to be, to where we brought it. Same type of thing that happens with what we see with what they do with the entertainment community. How they use the entertainment community to display certain actions so that these actions become a reaction or become actions that are expressed normally. This is what happened to us. We've been psychologically damaged, many of us, to a point where the murders and all that, that's not us. That's not us as a people. That's not who we are. That's who we became to be.
You
And
know
in
what
order
happened
to
to
get
us?
to that, go ahead.
I think what happened to us is like what's still happening to us. They're only showing one side because it's not another side strong enough to stand up against it. It's only they seeing one side. At one time when we was with the when we was when we was part of 5% Nation, the Nation of Islam, more like the 5% Nation, people seen another side. They seen the strength in all states. They seen another side. But that's it, that they was present. They was present. You can't say something about a people that don't see another side. They don't see the other side because how you have it, everything is in doctrine, everything is trained, but at the same time, people have choices too. So these people are being influenced by these choices. If they don't see another choice, if they don't see another road, we took it our damn selves.
Okay.
If they don't see another road, another option, they ain't gonna take it. So what I see is not like, I can't blame the people. I gotta blame us that knows that we need another presence in front of the people. We need a presence in front of these people.
So,
These people don't have a balance. It's like you telling the kid, being like, he's gonna say, give me my options.
so we in agreement. So this is what
But I'm in
is being
agreement in real
offered.
time. I understand what you're saying in there. It's like, I understand all that. I guess I'm a person whereas it's like, I understand all that. That's a process. But what are you doing right now?
I mean, the reality is that's still being done. You act
That's
like,
being done, but
but
what is
see,
being done
this is what I'm
besides that?
saying. This is what I'm saying.
See,
You
you only
hold up,
saying
hold
that's
up,
being done.
hold up,
That's being
hold up,
done,
hold
but
up.
there's nothing else being done.
But what you're saying is, at the end of the day, the more people that get involved, the more it's going to be able to be done. If you got five people are not going to fix every state. At the end of the day, once you get 50 states and you got individuals within those states participating, then it starts to happen.
So
It starts to happen.
what type of events that y'all be having in North Carolina that involves the people?
Right now, it's not about events. It's because there's other people doing events. There's organizations doing events. You're getting this revolution mixed up with an
No,
organization.
I'm
There are
not. I'm
organizations.
saying, how, listen, bro, it can't be like I'm just here, they're over there, and this is how we doing it, and this is the state.
The
I'm
bottom
saying,
line is
in your
until
state,
you have more people, listen,
in your state, in North
I hear
Carolina.
what you're saying. Until you have more people involved who acknowledging themselves as Moroccans, what you're saying is not going to really be able to happen. That's what I'm saying to you. Because regardless of who and what, if Moroccans don't be able to join in, those people who already are activists, who are already involved in making changes in the streets, if those people don't become a part of the Moroccan liberation, cultural liberation, then it's going to be dealing with it through the pen first.
How is they gonna know if you ain't present?
I'm present. So at the end of the day, I'm present.
You're covering, so you're
So
covering
what?
masses of people.
No, what I'm doing is, like I said, it's recruitment. It's about recruitment. It's about getting every. Why do you think it's so important to get all 50 states? Look at what happened. Even with the 5%ers, whatever movement we have created, eventually has been dissolved.
We
The
did that.
reality,
The reality, they didn't do that. We did that. We made that choice.
Listen,
We made the choice.
I'm not even saying who did it, how it was
We
done.
made the choice, period.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's been dissolved. I'm not saying who's responsible.
Well, it's
At
not
the end of the
dissolved
day,
because it's still functioning.
at the end
It's
of
functioning today. So it's not dissolved.
what?
The pyramid is up and functioning every day, bro.
What pyramid? What are you saying? What pyramid?
5%. In New York, where it's been all these years, they function every day.
Okay, but
They give benefits.
Listen
They
what
do
you
a lot,
just
bro.
said. Hold up, listen to what you just said. It's functioning in New York. Is it functioning down here? No.
If they 5%ers, I'm sure they know. I'm sure. If you're not in the outside world, you're gonna know. You're gonna assume. But I'm sure wherever they are, they're going to that parliament. I'm sure that.
I'm saying that to say this. You just said the young people need another option. So if the 5%ers is functioning like that, then that's their other option for the time being. If they're not functioning like that, I'm explaining to you, okay, you got bits and pieces. You got bits and pieces of people functioning in different areas. What I'm offering what we're offering to the people is to be able to be a state in every state and then start building from there. We things are still going to go on regardless. So why not do something that we haven't done since America became America and have our 50 states? Now we start working on all of these things that we've been working on previously. Now we are working on them in a manner where we are protected by ourselves rather than being protected by the other state that used to be the sovereign state. That's what I'm saying to people, because at the end of the day, sure, we know we got issues. The reality to our issues is no matter what organizations we got already, they're still not present for every situation. And that's just a reality. So to say, okay, you got the Moors, where they at the end of the day, where every other organization at? Where the NAACP? Where sororities at? So it's a lot of organizations that are been put together years and they're still not present.
So I guess y'all got a common ground then, because all y'all
so no. The thing is, the common ground is this cultural revolution / liberation has only been going on for 3 years. 3 years, because it started off from the Moorish Americans and it spread it from the Moorish Americans, from individuals realizing that, hold up, we are part of the Moorish Americans. We're just the organization. We're just the religious sect. And we're unable to get done what needs to be done for our people because we're still under the jurisdiction of America. We're still in the territory of America. So we're still limited based on what America decides we can and can't do. So that's when the liberation began, because we need to be liberated. And during that liberation, we're going to have to elevate. We're going to have to elevate our thinking. We're going to have to elevate how we look at ourselves and how we look at each other. The reality is, in order to win we got to win the war with ourselves before we can go to war with anybody else.
So we won't even go out and help the people that's distressed.
Individually.
You just said you ain't even going out to help the people in your own state that's distressed.
Listen what I just said to you. You just missed
that. That doesn't even make sense.
It went over your head. What did I just say? You cannot fight a war when you're fighting within yourself. Until you're able to win the war within yourself, then you're able to fight the war outside of you. So right now, the war is each individual. You're acting like it's supposed to be this superhuman thing where it's supposed to fix it right away. No, it's not going to fix it right away, because we need people. We need able bodies. We need individuals who are ready and willing to get involved and be involved. And then, because you said show something different. What is different than when people come in and say, look, I'm a Moroccan national, and as Moroccan, your heritage, we don't kill each other. We don't fight each other. We deal with each other intellectually. When we start putting that out there, eventually it's going to change. So why do we do it to ourselves when, like I just said, why do we expect so much out of us so quickly, but we can tolerate America snailing and slow pacing us with whatever they want to do?
Because you know what? Because the people are tired. And when you come up with a solution and you show up, they want to see the presence of it. When you say you have something that's
they
powerful,
want to see it or you want to see it. They want to see it or you want to see it.
I want to see the presence of it. Yeah, I want to see the presence of it. I don't see the presence of it. When you say you a Moroccan state and I'm saying like, okay, you in North Carolina, and I'm seeing what's going
but
on in North Carolina.
What presence are you looking for? You, at the end of the day, you've named.
I guess I'm used to, you know what? Because listen, I grew up in the street, so I'm used to being, when I was a part of any organization, even giving dawa, we was always in the street giving this information. We was always present. So because the people can't relate to you if they never see you, if they never know. You can't cover millions and millions of people. You ain't got millions and millions of people tapping in and they knowing this information. You only can get to one at a time, and that's all you can do. But I'm asking you, in your state, that's a Moroccan state, if they're doing anything that make a move for Moroccans, for people to come and acknowledge it. Do they go out in the present? You saying they don't do things like organizations do. Hold up.
Right.
You
So,
said they don't do things and make
do your
movements like
government.
that.
Hold up.
Then how do
I
people
want to
supposed
ask
to
you
know?
this. I want to ask you this. Do your government right now, the government that in your town now, do they come out and start dealing with the people?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Who?
Every time they need election time, every time
Okay.
they need you,
All
every
right.
time they
That's
want
it.
you, hold up. Every time they want your presence, and that's any organization. If you want to sell cattle, you're going to go out there and get a farmer's market and start selling. Whatever you want the people to adapt to and for them to know it, you got to be the presence amongst the people. You can't be over here with something that powerful and people don't know because you ain't even present in your
But
own state. So
the
how you
reality is,
how you want me to acknowledge that if I'm saying you in your
listen,
state? I'm saying you in your state,
the
and
reality
y'all don't
is,
even have
you're
a
in a
presence
state
in your
right
state.
now. You're in a state that is not a Moroccan state.
That's right.
While we're bickering back, we're debating back and forth of what needs to be done. At the end of the day, something is being done. At the end of the day, nobody's going to be completely happy no matter what you do. People going to always feel you could do more. People going to feel you should have done less. So at the end of the day, any individual, any cultural revolution, it's going to take people doing what they're capable of doing until they evolve to a state where they're able to do more. So I don't have the answers. They far as I know, there are individuals who meet every week, who put laws together. So I'm not into that part. I'm into the part where I'm concerned about bringing people in so that it can be enough individuals that, because everybody not going to be state officials. So right now, most of the places, they only have state officials. So at the end of the day, now you need nationals, where nationals connected to the state officials, now they're going out and they're speaking to the people and they're getting people more involved. And the more states you get, the more people you're gonna get. So at the end of the day, what's happening now with us as a people? I'm concerned. If I wasn't concerned, I wouldn't be coming on every day talking to the people. When you're saying that to me, this is your view, I don't know how people feel. Everything people feel, I don't know all people, and I'm not speaking for all people. I only speak for certain people and certain things that I see within people. Yeah, there are people gonna see like you, like what is being done. There are also people who are gonna say, what can I do to help what's going on? Those are the people we need right now. Because if everybody's waiting to see something gonna be done, that's why we suffer as a people, because we have more people waiting around to see what's gonna be done than people that saying, look, what can I do to make this thing move fast?
We don't know.
What can I do to make this thing move
We
faster?
have
That's
people
what it
that
is.
done seen a whole lot of stuff, and a whole lot of stuff haven't been being done at all. We have people claiming a whole lot of things, and as you claim that something is so powerful, and I agree with you, it is powerful. But the procedure it's not enough for me personally because I'm going like this. If it's a state and it's that power, what's the problem? Like if if I did belong to it, right? It I will think of 100 things. I will even duplicate 100 things to make people aware of it. Staying away from the people in the background and in the shadows. People ain't all online. The people you need, these people that you're talking about, don't probably even be online. Nationalists, these type of people ain't even probably don't even be into social media. You probably got to go out to where these people at, or be where they can come and be interested in what you're displaying or what you're inviting them to. Everybody that you're talking about in the caliber that you need probably ain't even on the social media to acknowledge you. You know what I'm saying? But you got the people that's acknowledging you, that the people you saying, well, we ain't worried about those people, but these are the people that's clicking
So
and listening to.
at the end of the day, it's not a point of being worried or not worried. It's a point of being able to reach who is reachable at the time. For me, I'm one person. I don't have all the answers, nor does any the Moroccans. No, nobody has all the answers. At the end of the day, what we have is a passion and a love and a commitment to bring about change for our people by doing things that are unprecedented at the time. Because to me, just putting together a government in a place where we've been governed for over 230 something years, that itself is spectacular. That's because everything else is still going on. You still have organizations that's still doing what they're doing. So my thing is, look, let's get this government tight.
Did you reach out to other organizations to let them know what type of movement you have and what type of movement is being made, and invite them organizations that have masses of people that's involved with them? Did you invite those organizations?
I haven't. I haven't reached out to all the organizations because I'm not connected with a bunch of organizations. You
You
know
see
what I mean?
organizations online, just like you see this one. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see this one online. Have you reached out to
I
grab
just
masses?
told you. I just told you. I
So
just told
now,
you.
so this is what I'm saying. It's like you want people to adhere to something. You have to give them something so they invite it too. You understand? If the people don't, half of the people don't know. If the people don't know, in the state of North Carolina, what is the population of not American Moors? Because it's a lot of American Moors that live there too. But you said not American Moors.
Right.
So what is the population of the
I
Moors of
couldn't. I
Moroccan?
couldn't. You would have to ask the WRC that. I don't have the documentation. I'm basically uh, a student slash national that's just concerned. Prior to this information even coming into falling into my lap, I've been wanting something like this to grab onto. So for me, it's easy for me because I know the importance of the long-term picture, and I'm not. And I hear what you're saying, short term, right now, and all of that. I hear all of that. I'm the type of individual, like I said, I'm looking long term and not far off long term. But at the end of the day, no one has the like at the end of the day, what you think of, I don't think of. You know what I mean? That's why it needs more people. And that's why, as a nation of people, we are our greatest assets. We are the greatest networking process that we have because each of us bring something different to the table, and
The
by
people that
bringing
call
more
themselves
people,
black, right? You talking about the
yeah,
people that call
listen,
themselves black?
people who identify with black, yeah, people who identify with black, people who identify as African American, no matter what you identify as, at the end of the day, there is something within you that you know that it could be better, and you know that you've been missing something. You know that something has, you have fell short. Your people have been shorted somewhere or another. And why not try and strive to do something different? We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our ancestors. I had a talk with my sister before, and she was talking about, you know, with the slaves, we owe the slaves. And I said to her, not
We
only
all
do
the slaves?
we owe it to our ancestors, she just said the
Oh.
slaves, but we owe it to ancestors that weren't slaves. You know what I'm saying? We owe it to the ancestors who weren't slaves to bring it back to what it was prior to that. And to me, being under another people's government is still, to me, some type of enslavement, because at the end of the day, whenever you go to another country, you got to have a passport. Who created that? That was created. That wasn't always. When we owned, you could travel. You didn't have to have a passport. So there's certain things that I remember a time when you had your car, you could drive around and you didn't need insurance. You know, so I remember certain things that are happening that we're not benefiting from, and many of us are just saying, well, that's the way it is. And it doesn't have to, because something is the way it is, doesn't mean it has to stay that way. We do have the ability to change it. And at the end of the day, I think when we bring something together, we find what's not right with what we are doing, rather than grabbing what it is and saying, look, how can I make it better? What can I do to make it better? We
Well,
need that. We need more people like that, because at the end of the day, for us to be able to change our conditions socially, mentally, and economically and politically, all of us must be willing to do more.
you know, it's like, I guess it's like knowing your people. That's basically what you got to know. You know, because we could talk about the what is needed, or you have that. So if that's in existence, it exists already. You have to know, how do you approach your people? How do you get them there? Because it's just knowing the people, of knowing the black people. You have to do more. You have to, when it comes to a life changing situation. Period. You got to do what you don't usually. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You can't stay in your comfort zone when you have something so powerful, but you know your people's attitude. You know how they are already. See, you already know how your people are, and to not know how they are is not knowing how to approach them. Knowing how they are and how they function and how they get down, that's already on the table. That's there. So now what's needed for that is the people. If you don't know the people, these are the worst of people, that is the best of people. If you don't know to tap in, this is how we gotta function on the people. We got that. We don't have nothing for the people to get them across the bridge to that. That's what I'm saying. You don't have nothing across the bridge for the people to get to that. It's just not gonna take, we have this, and do you want your own government? It's going to take more than that. And this is what I'm saying to you, and this is what I repeatedly keep saying to you. That's why I'm trying to find out in the information. I'm asking you, because you are representative of the Moors in that state. So you got to get those answers when they're asked to you in order for that bridge to take over. What is the population of Moors since 23 or whatever in that state? And what do they do in that state for the community of people to invite them, to let them know that they're heritage of this, that they need to be, and their relatives, I'm sure, is around the world that need to be governed, and they need to explain this to them. Is anything happening on that aspect? You're there. You have to get outside your box. It ain't like I do this and I do that. That's our problem. Our problem is let the next guy or when the next guy gonna do this. No. If you're gonna make a movement and you have a documentation that you're introducing to the world, like any other person that came and did documentation that changed the world. You have one single man that changed the world, saying the course of how we was applying our lifestyle in America. You have single men that did it. That once they presented themselves and they knew their presence. So it's like that's what is your do you what is your approach to the people? You know how these people is. You know how they are. We just can't say no to these people because they got attitudes and they in this state because they might have seen one side of life or they've been so indoctrinated that they're so confused they don't know a documentation exists like that, so they don't know how to have the attitude toward that. So how do we bridge that? That's the key. And you got to know that by information that you have to get from them in order to display, even on this social media, to say, listen, this is what it is. This is how you got this is we can do this function right here. You could come and we could do that. We got a fish fry. Come and do a fish fry. They do farmers market down. You in North Carolina, bro. You could do a lot in North Carolina to bring the people. People come to eat. They come to do a lot of things. When they see you out in a society, they gravitate towards you. When they see you exist, not just behind walls, you gotta go, they gotta see you. They gotta physically see you so they can talk to you, so they can touch you. When our people see that, they make changes. When they don't see that, it's like, that's what I know about our people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know about most of our people. Not all of them, but a majority of them. They love to see you out in front so they can say, no, there they go. They're here. It do exist. They're there. And that's what and that's a way, because you got to have a way to deal with our people. We already told them about the state and everything. Now we got to bring the to the people. We have to bring it to the people. The people just ain't gonna come. Because, like you said, they stubborn, they over here, they over there. They're not just going to come. You have to bring it to the people.
Well, hey, I hear what you're saying, brother. You know, I hear what you're saying. So, I mean, all I could do is my best ability to reach out. I mean, what you said was good ideas. You know, I'm not a state official. So all I could do is run it by those who are the state officials. That's all I could do on that level, you know. So at the end of the day, it's worth a shot because at the end of we know we need a change. We all of us know each and every day. We all know that we need some type of change in our life, you know. So what type of change it is, that's an individual thing. Each individual know exactly what they need to change to make their life better and to make a better situation for themselves.
Well,
That's why in the
this is the
beginning,
year because people are hungry. They tired of Republicans. They tired of Democrats. This is what I'm telling to you. But you see the Democrats everywhere. They're all over the damn street. They got their little posters every goddamn where inviting everybody. Trump and Biden is 100% at it. Everybody's fed up with them. Every race is fed up with them. You feel me? They'll tolerate them, all those who benefit for whatever side, but everybody's fed up with it. So if you have a solution, it has to go as just as theirs are in front of these people. Why you think they come out? Because if they don't come out, they will never have the people follow. They have to presence themselves in front of the people.
No, I agree with you. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. Like,
Imagine if you gave something and the people came out, they'll be like, oh, that's Duhan, that's the Moore brother. Let me go talk to him. Let me see him. That's the brother. That's the brother. Oh, they giving that. Let me go to that. I want to see what that's all about. I want to see that. That's the draw of the crowd. That's it. And it's not can I do it? Can we do it? Can what do it? Bro, you done gave many things in your life. It's the same format. But this is very, very, very heavier. It's something that you can show people and people can stick to it like glue if it's presented. If it's presented, they want to. They all hungry. Everybody's hungry. That's why you see so many organizations that's being developed now, and everybody's making a move because everybody's tired of the policy and the government being under this government and going through those policies from generation after generation. Everybody's tired of it. They legalize guns everywhere. Everybody killing themselves. You feel me? Everybody think it's a good thing. Now there's no law. So what you think gonna happen? Who you live by? Who's your next door neighbor? He's black. I'm black. We both strapped. We going. I bump into him. I could shoot you. You on my property. I'm a lawyer over here. I'ma shoot you. Come on. We already know what that entails. And then what happened? Who comes in tanks and big armor with these big guns? Who comes? So it's like everybody's tired, man. But it has to be a bridge. These people that we need, these people out here hungry. They hungry. We have
I
to,
mean,
and that's the
yeah, right
state,
now
and that's
we
the
all.
state you start your marketing, your promotion in that state of North Carolina. It's a state, it's a Moroccan state. You bring them niggas out of them damn from in there, man. They gotta make their presence. They can't, oh, you working, nigga, you stop to take a shit. You gotta stop. You gotta come in front of the people. That's unexcusable, bro. If you got a movement so heavy and they got documentation so heavy and they busy, nigga, everybody in life busy. Everybody busy. I'm busy. You busy. But you taking a role and you taking a position. Everybody gotta take a position to get the people that's needed that can be handed the baton and they can run with it. You got to be present, and I learned that through every organization I ever been with. Was all of them was very effective because we always had presence. We always had presence. You couldn't sit up in the masjid. You have to go out and give dawah. You can't sit up there and be like, yo, alhamdulillah, the brother's going to come in the masjid. Bro, you got to go on the street. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went out in the street. He went out in the street. From he state to how do you think all the states became Muslim? They went from state to every house to knocking on every door. So it's like that's the key. How do we connect to these people that's lingering? And these are the souls, like in the lesson of 1 of 40, who wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, blind, deaf, and dumb. These are the people that's wandering in the wilderness blind to what you have, a relief. It's like, okay, here go the documentation to relieve you. Connected. It has to be connected. And it has to start everywhere. It got to start. Like if I want to right now, if I want a lesson, I go to New York to the Parliament. I go right there. They still right there. I go and be like, yo, I want my degrees. I want my lessons. 360. Peace, God. Boom, boom, boom. Every place has a home where you start at, where people can acknowledge that. You have to have that institution. You have to have that place.
No, I agree that you have a base. Yeah, I agree that you have a base.
And it has to start there where you at because you are the spokesman. You are the person speaking. You are the one that's outside that everybody acknowledging. Anybody who stroll over this, they acknowledging you. You have to start that. You are in North Carolina. That's a state. You got to represent that.
Like I said,
In the state of South, in the state of North
is not
Carolina,
here.
we have a state. We Moors. We own. We have a. This is us. We have our own judicial state.
Three branches of government. We have our own three branches of government.
And come join us. This is where we at. And whatever else the brother and sisters town. Hells, man. Well, look where we at right now. We getting ready to go into an election in November. What do you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen, bro? It's chaotic now. It's chaos now, and the summer's coming, and it's chaos now. Gotta make that bridge, cross that bridge. People are confused. Our people don't want to do none of that. Don't want to do. I have a choice instead of that government. This government, we have to connect that bridge. It can't be online is good. We wave to some people online. Alhamdulillah, we get some followers. The algorithms might listen to us and be like, "Don't push these something negative." Somebody talking about another person. I'm gonna give you an example. How can Jaguar Wright come on and be millions of views overnight? She don't know that many people out. She's not that interesting out.
It's a
That's
mindset.
because that's
It's
because
pushing.
they push exactly. So they not gonna push us no matter how many try and say, yo, subscribe and do
Yeah,
that. They ain't gonna
yeah,
push
well,
that shit up
yeah.
there.
I mean, yeah, that's when we need the
But
people.
life ain't starting on social media. This is a way we can reach other countries
Right.
and they can bear witness and they can see that, yeah, we are making a move on something, we are aware of something, and we making them to know that we got this connection so they can get connected. Over social media, that's beautiful. But here in the United States, nigga, we got to hit the pavement. We got to hit the pavement. You got to soldier up. It can't just be like, because that's what, all they want is presence. All they want is presence.
I mean, okay, I got one state. That North Carolina is one state. We still need another 47 more states.
Yo, let's worry about North Carolina and
You know,
getting North Carolina to be 1 million people that's Moroccan. And then they relatives that's related to in all 50 states, they too gonna turn over because they're gonna bear witness and they're gonna identify and they're gonna see the truth in it. And they're gonna follow. And they're gonna follow.
hey, brother. I
I'm
mean,
gonna come, I'm gonna come to see you, brother.
all right, man. I can't.
I'm coming down there this summer, brother.
Look, I can't deny what you're saying, brother. You know what I'm
Now I
saying?
gotta strap up down there because them niggas is crazy.
Hey, man, I don't walk around with my strap on, man. I just do what I do, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
know that, man. We don't worry about that, man. It is what it is, bro. Live
Yeah,
life
yeah,
and die life, baby. You know, it is what it is.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
the bridge definitely have to be attached. It has to. We have to step it up. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
This is election
I
year.
agree. I agree. You know, and unfortunately, you know, the office is in Charlotte. You know, so that's a couple hours away from me.
Now I just seen something on the news about Charlotte. See this is what pisses me off. Now I understand that, but I know. Listen,
Yeah,
everything's gonna happen. You understand?
right, right.
But you got souls that's lost that's walking around. I got relatives that's in Charlotte that's lost that's walking around. They heard of it. They say it. You understand? But they only seeing, oh, I got this paper, the cops can't pull me over. They ain't even
Oh,
understanding the
they
depth
only
of it.
seeing Moorish Americans.
Yeah, they only seeing, oh, I got this paper, I belong to this, they can't do nothing to me.
No,
Bro,
no, it's way more than that. It's
it's
way
way
more
more than
intricate
that.
than that. Yeah, it's
You
way more intricate
understand?
than that.
It's way more than that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
And this is the ties, the bridge we have to build so it can be crossed to that. So we know that exists. We got to focus on how do we get the people on this bridge and walk them across. That's
I
got to be
agree.
our agenda.
I agree. We got a minute left, brother. So no, I agree
So
with
you
you.
go do your homework
And thank
and come up with the solution.
thank you all for listening, and you know, tune in tomorrow and give us your comments. Give us your comments. Go on, you know, on my page,
Peep Game
Peep Game
TV,
TV. Leave some
J Wise
comments.
Entertainment.
You
Get the
know,
boogie
leave some
on.
comments. We really appreciate you, you know, for taking the time out, and we really need all of you. And just,
Everybody.
you
Each
know,
one teach one.
just know that it's just three new words: treaties, United States. I mean, United Nations Charter, and territory, as well as jurisdiction. You know, keep those words in mind. because all of those words are important for what we're striving to do. Until tomorrow, I wish you and your families love, peace, and happiness.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.